Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm filming this look for you guys today. It is my go-to glam. I'm gonna call this natural because you can see the skin finish is quite full, but I love it. I think this is my first official introduction because I have not filmed a proper intro for YouTube. It's more kind of been a voiceover. So this is me. For those of you who've come over from Instagram, I really appreciate it. My Instagram's Aditimakeup and I've been on there for about 4 years. Wasn't really filming content the whole time. I was kind of just doing makeup artist related things, so posting client photos. For those of you who don't know, I do clients, and I've only recently started to get into content and I've been loving it. I feel like it's my true calling. I really love filming. I love editing. I love everything about it. The whole process is just so enjoyable for me. I would say it's been a 1.5 to 2 years in the making, and I haven't been this excited in so long, and I honestly don't think I've been this passionate about anything in so long. So I would really appreciate if you guys can like this video, comment down below, tell me what you want to see next, because I would really appreciate that. Also, I'm going to be filming like other things like vlogs and things. I know, who do I think I am? But they're so much fun. I love watching vlogs, so I'm like, why not just try get into the groove of filming it, getting more comfortable with the camera in public, all these things. But for today's video, I will be filming this look. This is just my go-to glam whenever I'm trying to get ready, if I have to go for a brunch or if I'm going out but I don't want to look super crazy, but I want like a neutral full beat. This is my go-to. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and let's just jump straight into it. Hey guys, so I'm just going to start off with prepping my skin. I think skin is the most important part of the entire process. It really dictates how your makeup looks at the end. And what I'm going to start off with is my moisturizer. This is essential. Never skip out on this. I do use sunscreen if I'm actually going out, but today I'm not going out, so I'm just going to skip out on that step. To hydrate my face, I use this amazing moisturizer. It is the Sukin Moisture Restoring Night Cream. I really love this product, and I like that it comes in a glass container as well. I got it on sale. I'm actually pretty sure it's under $15 on sale. I will double check that and let you guys know. I know that it says Moisture Restoring Night Cream, but I use this all the time. This is what it looks like. It, as you can see, I've used quite a bit. The texture is I would say it just feels a little thick. A lot of people like to apply their moisturizers with a brush. If I'm doing my makeup every day, I'm just going to be honest with you guys, I'm not going to be using a brush. I'm going to be using my fingers, so I'm just going to use whatever's in the lid. So my cheeks are where I get most dry, so I'm going to try concentrate it there. I'm just using my middle finger to kind of rub that in. I'm not applying excessive pressure. I like to apply this on my lips as well. I think it's quite a hydrating product, and especially if you have dry lips like me, it works really nicely. I typically like to let this sit for about 5 minutes before moving on to my foundation routine. So if this was me actually getting ready, I would probably do my hair or just something else while I'm letting this soak in. I highly recommend doing this with any moisturizing product, only because you don't want to be layering products until they really seep into your skin and react with your skin, because then you're just going to be creating layers and layers and then promoting oxidization later. So you don't want to do that. I'm going to be using, this is a foundation I use all the time. If anyone knows me, I'm the biggest advocate for this foundation. I love it. Like, I don't think there is a better foundation for every day. It is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, and guys, this is incredible. I love this product. Everything about it makes it so perfect for every day. I love that it comes with this little squeezy pump. I know that a lot of foundations these days kind of cheap out on that and try to skip over it. Example, the NARS Sheer Glow. I don't like how you have to buy the pump separately, especially for a pretty expensive foundation. Like, it's not like it's drugstore or anything, and if drugstore foundations can afford to do it, I'm sure that more expensive brands can do it as well. I like that it comes in a glass bottle, but it's not like a really slippery glass bottle. It's kind of got a matte finish, which makes it easy to hold. I swear, it's just the small things which, when you have 50 foundations, make you want to use this one every single day. So you guys can see I have this problem area which is hormonal acne. I'm breaking out a lot, so we're going to be using foundation to target those areas mostly. And I know that you can definitely color correct and there's a lot of things, but I'm showing you as everyday makeup, or if I was going to something chill like a brunch or just anything where I don't want to put in too much effort but I still want to look cute, this is what I would do. So I'm gonna keep it real with you guys and not add in any fancy steps. I will be doing more tutorials where I do like full in-depth color correction and the whole works, but for now I'm gonna keep this simple and show you how I apply this. I feel like 2 pumps does a really good job for medium coverage. If you have clearer skin than me, you don't even have to use this much because the foundation is really pigmented and it applies nicely. I wouldn't say it's full coverage. I would describe this foundation as medium coverage, medium to full, but really buildable. The brush I'm going to be using today is this brush from It Cosmetics. I have raved about this before. It is amazing. So I'm just getting a little product on the brush, and we'll start off with the cheeks, and I'm just stippling that in. Coverage, what? How incredible. Like, I literally did nothing. You guys saw very little effort and it creates this result. I forgot to mention, by the way, I'm in the shade Golden Beige. Clearly this is a bit more yellow for me. So depending on the season, my skin tone does change. In winter, especially now, I have quite a pale skin tone, whereas in summer I'm more yellow and a little bit deeper skin tone. It just depends really, but this foundation shade is what I use in summer, so you guys can kind of see the difference right now. But I am really yellow, which looks weird because my face is quite pink from my acne, but my neck is yellow. You can really see that on this camera. So that's why I find Golden Beige to be such a good color. And what I like about this foundation as well, guys, is it comes in a bunch of different undertones. So neutrals, pinks, and more golden undertones. If you struggle to find your shade in a lot of foundations, this is a good one because you don't have to look too hard. Another great thing about the brush is that it doesn't soak up too much product. Using a wet sponge can soak up a lot of foundation. I mean, it's not a big deal. I personally don't really care, but if you want to save product, it's a good way to do so is by using a brush. My nose gets really red. Signature trait. I have a very red nose. Can we see how that's looking already? I know it's a bit scary, the color, but don't worry, we'll get to it. Oh, and what I like about this brush is it's double-ended, so it has a concealer end, and I love that for in the center of my eyebrows here, and then especially in the inner corner. So I personally like to take the foundation in the inner corner. I know that concealer does that, but I don't like layering too much concealer around my eyes because it does cause a lot of creasing on me. So I prefer to just do this. Also, I'm sorry if I'm looking down. I'm kind of getting used to the whole setup, especially using a viewfinder. Oh my god, look how scary I look. I look like an Oompa Loompa right now. Oh, and it really helps with getting into the crevice of your nose here, between your smile line and your nose. You can see I do have quite a predominant smile line. I feel like this has developed in the last year. I don't know why, I just feel like you guys can see. It's not a big deal, it's just something I've been noticing. And make sure you take it around the forehead as well. How I do this is I like to pinch the brush and just swipe. You don't really need too much coverage around here anyway, so you can do that. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my concealer. I've been loving quite a few concealers lately, but the one that I used to be obsessed with, like I would not use any other one, you guys already know, you know, it is these bad boys, the Tarte Shape Tape Concealers. I use these two shades, medium and light sand. Medium corrects the darkness under my eyes, and then I go in with light sand to get a bit of a brightened effect. It comes with a doe foot applicator as well, which is really handy. It is honestly one of the best applicators I've seen. Concealers with a thinner applicator I find really annoying, like especially when this little stick is thinner, it annoys me so much because it moves around. I love how stiff this is and how like thick it is. It really hides everything under your eyes. You don't have to try too hard. I start off here. So I dot in the inner corner, just where you would pop your inner corner highlight. That is something I love to do. It kind of dictates how much concealer I need to apply anyway. And then I just swipe down and down. You don't need to apply too much. Down the bridge of my nose for a little bit of highlight. And my chin. I don't like to apply this color too much everywhere because I find that it matches my foundation anyway, so I don't really need to go in again and add more coverage because the foundation has done that. So just bear that in mind, guys, when you are doing your makeup. You don't want to be layering unnecessarily. Layer with a purpose. So especially in this T-zone, down the bridge of your nose and on the chin as well, if you guys want to layer, I mean, by all means go for it. I know people who have acne, scarring and things like to have a little bit of concealer on their problematic areas, so if that's the case, go for it. But if you have quite clear skin around your forehead and your chin and you don't want that super cakey look, I do not recommend doing it because there's just no need for it. If anything, get a brightening concealer and apply a bit there, but don't go in matching that area with a concealer because there's just no point. And just blending that out with the concealer in. This is a big tip. You know how I apply the concealer? I've come back to blending that in last. So I blended in everything else and now I'm blending in the concealer. Basically what it does is lets it sit a little. You don't want to be applying a product and blending it straight away because sometimes it can just get lost. So this kind of lets it stick a little before blending it, if that makes sense. And what I do is I bring it down. Especially over here, you guys can see I have quite a visible bag, so I like to bring the concealer down to cover that bag. Now this is the part I like to bring in the blender. I know this is really detailed and extra, but it really doesn't take that long. I'm just kind of explaining each step. I like to do this because I have creases under my eyes and I don't want the product to settle in the crease. Next, I'm going in with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder. This is in the shade Banana Bread. I love this because it's slightly yellow. It's not a pure white translucent. And I'm just tipping that into the lid and tapping some product out. And you guys can see the perfect amount of product dispenses into the lid. For this step, I like to use this particular brush. This is a Real Techniques contouring brush. And then just tap a little bit into the product. Make sure if you've wasted a bit of time in between, make sure you are going in and blending it out again because you don't want to set the creases. I'm not baking, I'm just setting. You guys can see how that's looking. I leave that on for not long at all. Like literally, I'm talking to you and now I'm going to dust it off with that same brush. Make sure you dust off the excess first. I'm just going to go in and dust that. I don't like to set it for too long. Remember, I have dry skin, so doing that can be a bit counterproductive. Next is the powder foundation. This is if you want a full beat kind of glam. I'm not going to call this natural. Like I said, this is not natural. And what I'm going to do is just swivel the product a little and tap off the excess and the problematic areas. So see that little acne scar peeking through? I'm just going to pop it on that. Next, I'm going in with my favorite bronzer at the moment, which is this particular one from Lust Minerals. It is the Mineral Pressed Bronzer in the shade number 3. This is what it looks like. So this is a Mecca Max Bake and Set brush. I really like this one for contouring. I swear, I never use brushes for their real purpose. Like this one's for baking and setting and I'm using it for contouring. But to be honest, it is a good brush for baking as well. It's very similar to the one I was using before. Let me just show you guys. Very comparable. So either pat it in. This is something I like to do. Oofed. Map out where you want it. I like applying bronzer to my forehead because I think it gives a really nice sun-kissed look. And don't get scared if it looks a bit shocking. Just go in with whatever brush you had. It can be your foundation brush or even the powder brush that you used with translucent if it's looking a bit scary, and just run it over. It'll just give it a more seamless blended effect. Let's move on to highlighter. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlighter. This is the Morphe M510 brush. I love this. How crazy. Ooh. I like to apply it on my nose, on my cupid's bow. Apply the highlighter here as well. I feel like it just gives the face a little bit of dimension. This is how I'm doing my brows right now, guys. Super thick and natural. As you can see, I haven't cleaned up my brow hairs under my eyes as well. I'm kind of growing them out because I want them to be thicker. I find thicker brows kind of suit my frame a little more. So I'm going to be using this palette from Huda Beauty. It is the Medium Nude Obsessions palette. I really like this because I find that it's the perfect balance of colors for me. It comes with some shimmers and also a lot of transition matte kind of everyday colors as well. It's also such a great palette to like chuck in your bag, like if you're going somewhere and you just want to do something a little later, change your look from day to night. I really like this product. This is the shade I'm dipping into. And just tapping off the excess. So how you determine where your crease is you look straight ahead and then look down. And you'll see a little bit of a shadow where you have a crease. I'm just going to run that through my crease. Very lightly, not applying too much pressure because I want this to be really natural. And you guys can see the difference. I'm taking it in about 3/4 of the way. I'm not bringing it in all the way because I find that that creates more of a hood, and I already have hooded eyes. So if you have hooded eyes like me, you can see right now I'm looking straight ahead. You can literally see no eyelid. So you have to work with what you have. So always try and take the product a little higher than your crease. So I start off in my crease and I blend a little higher because what that does is gives a nice shape to the eye, because there's no point doing a eye look that's a cut crease or like within your crease if you can't see it, right? So just gonna keep going. This is a peachy color, but it's like a good nude for your eyes. And I just kind of blend that out. What I like to do is whatever excess I have on the brush, I like to look up and blend it under my eye. So it kind of creates a bit of shape and balances out what you're doing on the top. If I'm feeling a little more extra, what I would do is I will go into the brown shade, this one, and I'm just going to pat that on the outer corner. You can see I'm really patting it down. And see the shape that it gave my eye. Same thing again, take that brush and on the outer corner, without dipping, run that on the outer corner of your lower lash line. Voila! Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a clean fluffy brush. This one is from Mecca as well. It is the Mecca Cosmetica blending brush. Basically it's a clean brush, that's all that matters. It can be any kind of fluffy brush. I would highly recommend investing in a few good fluffy brushes because you will use them if you're doing any kind of eyeshadow look. And what I do is I like to blend out everything I've done. So there's no harsh lines, just really lightly so it looks more diffused. So can you guys see the difference? So this one's not blended with a clean brush and this one is blended with a clean brush. You guys can see this one looks kind of more subtle and snatched. So I'm going to be using this blush by Tarte. It is in the shade Party. I'm going to be using this J Core Cosmetics brush. As you can see, it's got a bit of blush on it, and just tapping into the blush. This one's not crazy pigmented, so I'm not scared. But if it is a pigmented blush, make sure you go in with the lighter hand because you don't want to have a super pink clown ass looking face. A lot of people apply their blush on the apples of their cheeks, so around about here. I don't really like to do that because I find I have a round face and it makes my face look even rounder, so let's just not do that. What I like to do is I kind of like to blend it in with my bronzer a bit because I find it creates a more seamless, pretty look. Next, I think it's time for mascara. So for mascara, I'm going to be applying the Huda Beauty Legit Lashes Mascara. It is the most amazing mascara. I'm going to do a full in-depth review of this because this product, you guys need to get your hands on it. I'm going to show you the full effect of this product. I don't want to curl my lashes because let's be real, I don't curl my lashes when I'm trying to get ready for an everyday kind of event. So this is double-ended, so I'm going to start off with this side, which is the curl and length. I want to go in with the volume side. As you can see, it's a little bit clumpy, but it's not anything crazy. Like, I have used much more clumpy mascaras. I find clumpiness is something associated with good mascaras. Like, even if you look at the Better Than Sex one, it is very, very clumpy, but it is a lot of people's holy grail mascara. So I'm not too fussed over it, to be honest. Just to add a bit of thickness to the lashes. I love how these just look like falsies, like some really natural falsies. I like to separate my lashes like this. Look at the difference, you guys. How amazing is that? Compare the two eyes. Now onto lips. I'm going to show you my holy grail combo. I use this combo all the time, like all the time. I can't explain. Like, if anyone asks me what lip color I'm wearing, remember this. It's probably this combo because I'm not very adventurous with lippies. I'm trying to get better with lippies. I'm trying to try new ones, but you know when something looks good, you're just like, yeah, that's me. This is my lip combo. I'm gonna start off by lining my lips with the MAC Edge to Edge lip liner. This is kind of pink, I know. I just sort of smile a bit. It's not really a smile, it's like a but yeah, I just do that with my lips and then follow my natural lip shade. It looks a bit weird, I know, it looks really pink. Then I go in with the Huda Beauty Trendsetter lipstick. This is the Fenty Beauty gloss in the shade Glass Slipper. For those of you who've made it this far, thank you so much for staying and watching the whole thing. I hope you learned something out of it because honestly, I had so much fun doing it. I've always wanted to do this, especially like expressing the whole process from start to finish, clearly kind of telling you guys what I do. A lot of you ask me, and it's really hard to show that on Instagram, so thank you so much for sticking till the end, and please subscribe if you like this video. It would mean the world. Comment down below what you want to see next and give this a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.